Brandon, striking factory workers are returning to the negotiating table today following a 2-week stalemate. More than 30,000 workers walked off the job in September, halting production of the company's aircrafts after rejecting a new labor contract. Now, each day of the strike costs Boeing an estimated $100 million in lost sales. As of right now, you're seeing Boeing shares flat just barely to the upside here ahead of the opening bell. This is, of course, just continuing to be the biggest headache and headwind that Boeing and the new CEO, Kelly Ortberg, is facing very early innings of the tenure there right now.
Yeah, certainly. And I think the question is how long, obviously the question is how long it's going to be until a deal is reached. But this has become very real. We talk about the fact that this is now the third week that we have had strikes, 33,000 striking workers here, so affecting thousands and thousands of workers. It is important to point out that last week workers did lose their access to company-backed health care benefits, each day costing the strike those millions of dollars that you just cited there, Brad. So there is a lot of pressure, I think, building up on both sides when you take into account the workers maybe now under a bit of stress here, or a bit of feeling a little bit more pressure in order to reach a deal because of the fact that they have lost their benefits. On the flip side, Boeing obviously under a lot of pressure given the fact that it is estimated $100 million in lost sales here for each day of the strike. But when you take into account that it doesn't seem like there has been much progress here up until now when these negotiations are restarting. So I don't really know how quickly they will be able to come to a resolution. It still might take a few days or weeks for a matter of fact here. But again, I think the pressure is building on both sides, and maybe or maybe not, they will be able to come to some sort of agreement sooner rather than later.
And pressure building for some of the airline operators as well. I mean, it's already a tough environment right now for the airline operators that have talked to us as well. And we're going to hear from Delta later on this week, where they've already acknowledged that they've had to be doing more maintenance on the existing fleet that they do have while there is this backlog and they're anticipating taking delivery. But a lot of that had already been kind of estimated earlier on in this year, the delays in being able to receive those deliveries for the new aircraft and being able to insert them into the route schedule. And so as they push that out even further, as this continues to kind of play out for Boeing and the workers as well, no doubt that's going to have an impact more further down the line in the ability to deliver on some of those planes that are already ordered. And then it could impact Boeing on the additional expectations for the optionality that a lot of airline operators have in their contracts to be able to take on, if they so choose, additional aircraft at a later date as well. So several